All right, what is up, everybody? Welcome to this leadership call. Today, what is today? It's Wednesday. A lot of exciting things going on. If you guys could please mute out there. What's up, everybody? Co-founder here, Chief Visionary Officer, DreamTrips. We got a lot of stuff to cover with you today, and I want to tell you something. You guys are special because you're leaders. We look at you as leaders, and we have some information we want to share with you that's very timely. And I wanted to settle in. Just whatever around you, distractions, dogs, kids, whatever's going on, pets, whatever, like shut yourself in for a second and get focused in because we have some definitive information to share with you. We do have a date, okay, that Mark Smith is going to share with you in just a few minutes. We have some other things we want to share with you because it's important. And these are things that we will, some of these we'll share tomorrow on the public worldwide training, but this is a leadership. We want you guys to know what's going on. Then we'll open it up for Q&A. So I'm going to bring Mark on. He's going to cover a lot of information. It's going to be drinking out of a fire hose, but really good. Then Micaiah is going to jump on for a little bit on some key performance indicators and things that you should be looking at and doing. And then I'll come back on to wrap it up, guys. All right. So without further ado, our CEO and owner, Mr. Mark Smith. Take it over, buddy.
All right. Hey, appreciate that, Jefferson. Super excited to be on here. I say this morning because it's early here in Hawaii, but it's already midday on the East Coast, and it's already at night on the other side of the world. So I know we have a lot of people from different countries, dialing in, zooming in here today from all around the world. And so what I wanted to do is I wanted to give more of like a State of the Union, kind of an update of where we're at, what we have going on. While you're sharing the link, we have 12 corporate calls going on over a 24-hour period. So it's a very international company right now. I'm going to talk about how international we've gone in such a short period of time. We are going to give you the actual day to actually pre-launch your business, when you can activate. We're going to give you some updates on what we think the key rank is for you to shoot for. We're going to give you the target. This is the day we're going to launch. Pre-launch with activation, and then we're going to give you the KPIs. What are the key performance indicators for you right now? And you'll see when I give you the date, you have a very short window to be able to say, this is the rank I want to be, minimum, and learn exactly where the volume needs to be for each rank. So we're going to do that here today. We're going to kind of set, where you are, where you want to be by, say, the first 2 weeks of actual pre-launch, right? We're probably going to have a 14-day activation period, right? And so that's not a lot of time to take your people from, okay, now you can activate to lock your spot. So today's call is one of the single most important calls we've done, because this is going to give you an idea, okay, this is the day we're going to launch, and I have X amount of days to contact my people. I have X amount of days to line up kind of where everyone is in my enrollment legs, right? So that I know I can hit a specific rank. And we're going to tease you a little bit with some of the things we're going to launch, some enhancements, and rank's going to be a big part of that, okay? So the first thing is, I want to first kind of just go into like globally where we are as a company. We are officially, as of yesterday, in 120 countries, okay? I guarantee you that number is higher right now, because every 24 hours, we are picking up another country. It's pretty crazy. When I was growing up in East Boston as a young kid, I didn't know there was 120 countries. So now we're already in 120 countries. So that's pretty cool. I got to tell my parents, right? So being in 120 countries, what we're doing right now is we're digging through country by country by country by country. And we're calling underneath people that are joining from other countries just to see who they are, where the leaders are, where is there a cluster of people. And then what we've been spending the past probably 72 hours on is preparing to build infrastructure in the biggest of those 120 countries. Now, biggest means not the biggest country. It means where we have the most amount of reps joining and where we have leadership in place. So let me give you an example. Micaiah, as you know, our chief growth officer, that's one of the biggest things he's going to be driving is digging through the company using reports. When we finally have rank and recognition, we can use rank to justify where someone is, and obviously that's the easiest thing for us to do, and to find where these different leaders are, right? But using those techniques, I'll give you just a quick example. Dialing through and looking at where the numbers coming from. So we notice like substantial growth in specific countries, like Uzbekistan is one of them. And so we're clicking through. We're looking at where people are. We're like, oh, wow, there's a huge cluster of people exploding in Uzbekistan. And we're looking like who enrolled who. And then we come to JoJo. So JoJo, we didn't even know, right? I didn't even know that you had this big, huge organization going there. Now, obviously, and I was like, oh, now I'm not that worried because JoJo, they're under JoJo, right? Like, now, I'm not using any names, but I will use a fake name. If they were under Mary Smith, hopefully there's no Mary Smith on here, right? I'd be like, oh no, Mary's not really plugged in. She's not on the weekly calls. She's not on Telegram. Like, oh man, we got a lot of work to do because we have this explosion in Uzbekistan, and we got to get in there, bring in company air support, and lay in translation. And is it an odd time zone? And so there's really exciting things happening here because this being a digital product. All of you on here already have enough people in your team that someone knows someone who knows someone who knows someone in the Philippines and Singapore and Sweden and Mongolia, and it just starts happening. We get this huge team exploding in Mongolia right now. Micaiah is down working with. Matter of fact, her name is Julia. She's actually in Maui right now on vacation. So like that's how in the weeds we are looking for where the leadership is. So 120 countries. We are definitely an international country. So, like, if you're not already international, you're going to want to get international. When you're at the grocery store, you're meeting someone that's from another country. Hey, where are you originally from? Oh, awesome. I'm expanding my business there. Oh, what kind of business? Oh, I'm in the travel business. Okay. I mean, it is so easy to, when you say I'm in the travel business, people light up, right? I'm in the travel business. And so as you're out there prospecting, someone you went to college with, maybe it's a neighbor eating at a restaurant, just be thinking now, don't think your country. Don't even think who's specifically currently on your team. Be thinking global because we're now going to bring really what phase 2 of our business building infrastructure is our international stuff. So we're going to talk a lot about that here today. But 120 countries, it's crazy. Sometimes we go to bed and the next morning we have a new country on the report that's completely exploded. Like, in other words, not like, oh, one person joined from Kazakhstan, right? It's like, no, we wake up and there's 80 people that joined from a country where we weren't in yet. That's how fast it's happening right now, right? So absolutely exploded from that standpoint. In preparing for our upcoming pre-launch, we've been working on our back office. So our back office is awesome right now. I can tell you that I've been in this industry a long time. Our back office is literally glitch free. There's not a single glitch in our entire back office. If you have someone that you placed in the wrong leg, you placed them in the wrong leg. We've proven it a million times. It's user error. It happens, but it's not like mysterious. The software is not misplacing people. And I've been around a long time. I've had a lot of launches and they don't go that smooth. Quite frankly, they usually don't. To be glitch free, where you can put someone in, you can place them, they show in the tree, and we're not even collecting a credit card yet, right? So it's a good spot to be in. But with the back office, you go to launch.com and there's like one intermediary back office, right? But if you click on view my organization, you'll go to like what I would say that is the main back office, okay? And so upon pre-launch, okay, we're going to be moving into an upgraded back office. So it works exactly like you see it now, but it has upgraded features. And there's things that are just well thought out. So if you were thinking, well, I wish I could click on this person's name and I wish it just told me who the enroller was, how much GQV they had, how many personal enrollments, like that kind of information. So we've listened and studied, and we're building the business with you, right? So it's like, what would I want if I open my binary tree and just see someone? So we literally have built an entirely new back office. Now, I don't want that to scare you. It's on the guts of the current back office. So the UI UX, in other words, the fun, cool things that you play with in the back office, we've redone 100% of them. Okay, so when you're going to be shocked, and we'll train you on it prior to pre-launch. Okay, like when I give you the date, we have a lot to learn as a group, especially this group. We're going to triple and quadruple the size of this group. It's going to happen within the next week. And we're going to be bringing people into this group that have enrolled 30, 40, 50, 100 plus people. So we're going to run another report. People that have probably personally enrolled, just say 25 to 35 or above, will kind of become this group. And then eventually this group will be turned into certain ranks. Okay, so we'll have levels of leadership calls. And so we have a lot to learn as a group because we have to teach you the final points of the comp plan, which are pretty easy. We're working on the bonuses, the travel dollars, and the one-time rank up rewards. I mean, that's literally all that is left. Okay. So it's like tweaking those. Now we have to learn how do I go 10K? What does it really look like? Who are my legs? Do I have enough enrollment legs? Where do I have enough people in the free launch in 3 legs to have enough people activate to be a 5K, to be a 10K, to be a 25K, to be a 50K? Some of you are positioned to be 100K and above, right? Those are the things that we need to go through. So we need to teach you a new back office. I'm going to tell you right now, this is my dream, absolutely dream back office as a builder. Okay. 1, because we're building it, right? We're controlling it. 2, we have full control over it. In other words, when we launch, we can tweak, move, add all on our own. We're not like waiting 6 months for some back office company to do it. So it's a fully integrated solution. What you're going to see in your back office are gauges. So we're using, and guys, we're treating you as leaders right now based on how many personal enrollments you have, how big your personal enrollment tree is. Like some of you have 1,000 people in your personal enrollment tree. Some of you have 4,000 people in your tree. Okay. Some of you have 10, 15 personal enrollments and you have 100 people in your enrollment tree. Okay. So we're treating, and some of you are 7-figure earners and even 8-figure earners. So it's a wide, diverse group of people to be able to speak to. So I'm going to speak to you all as if you want it big. Okay, so I apologize if I speak too big on how to go out there and crush this thing, but I don't want to leave someone out that, someone's a 7-figure earner on here, and maybe someone on here you've made $2,000 a month as your max in network marketing. I don't want to misinterpret that you have what it takes, because usually these people here are the hungriest people, that you have what it takes to be instantly out of the gate and become a 6-figure earner. I estimate there's already at least 15 people in the company that will become a 6-figure earner their first month. So in other words, they'll break the 6-figure monthly range. They'll hit 10K a month plus in earnings and never rip the rearview mirror off, never look behind them. There's probably 15 to 20 of those people right now, easily. And I'm trying to be modest, right? And there's at least 5 to 10 that are going to break that $250,000 a year monthly range that are already in the queue. So I see that in the business, and I do see some of people having insane first month. So when we talk about we're probably going to have a leadership call maybe even twice a week going forward, because you kind of need to learn the strategy. There's a lot of moving pieces. Like when we launch news articles, certain things on social media, then we'll have stories within the first week. Then we'll be able to post 6-figure earner, or 10K, or someone broke 20K, or whatever we're going to say. We're going to be very, cautious and strict on what we can and can't say. But that's kind of the approach that we're going into on your back office. So why I'm talking to you as an elevated leader, right, is your back office. When we keep using the terms KPIs, key performance indicators, I just ask you to trust us on this. Unless you've been in corporate America or corporate global and you've been to super high level executive training or courses, what we're going to teach you is going to be something that was never taught to you in this industry. Okay, it's taught in high-powered companies. It's taught in major business schools, maybe, but I don't really see the business schools as the place to learn it. It's like in the field as a top executive in a Fortune 50 company. We're going to teach those level things. Nobody in network marketing uses those types of things. We sign up. We're excited. Maybe we have no business training. We've never owned a business. We've never been in sales. We've never led an organization. They throw us in this fire pit, and they're like, go build a team. And then a lot of us, because we're hungry and we're excited, and this is an awesome product, we're like, boom, I got a team. Now it's like, well, what do I do now, right? We can show you how to put gas on that thing, how to put rocket fuel on your team, because some of us have been formally trained outside of this industry, and we brought it into this industry. And wow, can you imagine if someone who was a lower to mid-tier leader in the comp plan, if they could have additional widgets in their back office that showed them KPIs of how to manage and grow a sales organization? And so when you hit the rank, I'm going to give you your first benchmark here. When you hit 10K, the rank of 10K, that is going to literally be the rank in this company. No one on here should miss that rank. Okay, that rank should be, for most of you, it should be your first month of activation that you're a 10K minimum. Okay, that's the volume 10K. And why is that? Okay, you're going to get a completely different back office. So everyone in the company is going to have a standard back office. When you hit 10K, you're immediately going to get access to a behind the scenes upgrade. What that's going to be is it may shift the dials on your dashboard, and you're going to really have these like almost looks like race car engines, and it's like how many people registered for the next event, things like that, right? We'll be adding those things. It'll be like all of the things you're tracking: how many left, how many right, your rank widget, your top focus 30. In other words, the 30 people that you focused on, we're going to be building a widget on your dashboard where you're going to be able to go through your team and highlight people, and they'll become your focus 30 that'll literally be on your dashboard with their metrics, right? So you're going to want to be a 10K. We're also going to launch a 10K leadership call. That's probably where the lowest leadership call will be. So this call will go away, and the minimum rank would be like a 10K and above leadership call. And then we'll probably have maybe, as ranks happen, we'll have different levels, maybe one other level, okay? And so just picture at 10K, you're getting a back office. You're going to get access in that back office to specialized training on how to explode your business. Think about this. You build 10Ks, you're 100K. You're a multi six-figure earner. Like done, game over, exploded organization. Sounds easy, right? Wow, if I just show 10 people what to do what I did. But usually companies don't give you the reports, the access, the data. They usually don't give you the ability to call through your organization easily. So we're going to give you all that. You're going to be able to call your whole enrollment tree. You'll be able to pull up a report. Like Makai and I have been working a couple of days now, driving people crazy on the master report, by enrollments, by rank, by country, like everything. Okay. So we're coming up with like a master report that you'll have access to be able to work through your organization. Okay. We're adding WhatsApp text capabilities from the company. So that's a process we're going through right now. We actually had to order a cell phone, just a throwaway cell phone to have a SIM card to be able to do this. But we're going to be able to actually blast out WhatsApp communication. So the communication is going to penetrate a little bit deeper as well. When you go 10K, we're gonna add a 10K, what I would call it a virtual leadership academy. That's going to transition into an actual 10K academy that will become an actual product in the membership portal, and it'll be global as we grow and scale. And that'll be an in-person leadership academy that will be a dream trip. We'll never have a training ever that's a training. We will always have an experience with the training in it, right? We're dream trips. Come on. We don't want to go to the Holiday Inn and drink water only and go to our training and go home, right? So a 10K academy, you have to be a 10K to go to the academy. We'll have some rules. Maybe you have to qualify 2 months in a row. We'll figure that out. But picture a 10K academy where it's like you're literally learning in industry specific to your rank, like really how to drill to your team. We have some really cool things for those of you that have teams that get bigger and bigger. We're going to add other features like phone burner. When you have a big enough team and that may be at 50K, we're going to figure that out. We're going to teach you how to use what's called phone burner, where you're going to hook up a dialer to your list and you call every single new person that joins your team automated, right? When you're doing 50K or 100K, those ranks, and you get 1,000 people a month joining your team or 2,000 people a month joining your team, how do you communicate with them? So for those of you that are like, man, 2,000 people a month joining my team, I'm just trying to get 2,000 on my team. Well, you're going to have someone on this leadership call above you that's going to be at those bigger ranks. They're going to be in other academies. They're going to be learning that one day a week, they're going to focus on retention. Another day a week, they're going to hit the phones. I mean, this is an easy software. It hooks to your laptop, and it just dials your cell phone. You literally can go through all of your new people like that. You ain't going to sit there for weeks calling people, right? So these are the things that we're working on and capabilities in the company. We're currently in production for 3 brand new videos, brand new sizzle, right? Because we're going from pre-launch to pre-launch, so all the language has to change. So brand new pre-launch video, brand new membership video, and a brand new opportunity video to put all the sizzle and glamour, if you would, into the videos. So all 3 new videos, and then to top it all off, whether it's the day we launch or within a few weeks. And quite frankly, we don't want to confuse the field, so we actually purposely may wait. We will have an incredible app, which will be our Builder app. And our Builder app is basically your e-commerce funnel. And it's going to have tracking capabilities. You're going to be able to track people watching the videos. So how you send your link out right now, it's a back-end app that interfaces with your funnel link, right? So you'll be able to send resources. Someone says, hey, give me the comp plan. You'll be able to go in there and shoot them the comp plan. You probably can see when they opened it. In addition to that, there's all kinds of like additional features that will be there. And you'll be able to just operate from an app every single day where you're just using, doing your business from an app, you're tracking things. And then right from the app, you can just single sign on, just hit a button and you'll be in your back office, right? So it's like the day we pre-launch, we may wait so everybody learns the new back office, learns everything. We don't confuse them. And maybe like week 2 of pre-launch, we say, all right, boom, and we launch our app, okay? So we'll also launch our brand new corporate website. So we got our first look at that a few days ago. We're in our second rendition of a brand new corporate website. So these are huge monumental moves for the brand. The DreamTrips, and I see Johnny. Johnny happens to be in my window right now, so I talk about Johnny. Johnny's been around a while. Like he remembers that the legacy brand is DreamTrips.com, but DreamTrips.com has always been the membership portal, right? So you always sent a member to DreamTrips.com. There was another URL for the business site, right? So we're literally changing the makeup because the brand is DreamTrips, right? And like even myself, I've pitched 2 people or 3 people out here in California. I mean, in Hawaii. Makai and I were buying an umbrella for the house here. The sun's been killing us. And went on Facebook Marketplace, met these 2 ladies. Well, what do you guys do? You guys are always happy. What the heck? What do you guys do for work? We're like jamming. We're like, yeah, we got an umbrella. We're building DreamTrips. Like, sorry to be so positive. They were right, Makai. They were like, what do you guys do for work? We're like, oh, we work from home. What? What are you in? Oh, we're in the travel business. It was like, boom. Like, it's like, ladies, we're just trying to get our umbrella. Back off, right? Take it easy on the DreamTrips. But it was like literally on us, right? And so like what I caught myself doing is I'm like, yeah, and I'm like, I'm just trying to send traffic to any one of you guys. I'm like, hey, just go to dreamtrips.com, right? Well, duh, right? Yeah, they're going to go there. And I brought it up and I'm like, oh, wait a minute. That's the membership site, right? So I told the girl, I'll send you my link, right? I sent her the company link, like, hey, just watch this video. And one girl was from Vietnam. One girl was from Japan, right? I had another guy I met the other day. This is kind of funny. His son went sailing down the canal in front of Makai and I. I've watched kids do it all the time. I've had to jump out there and save people so many times. And I called it the whole time, like, Makai, I'm going to have to go save this kid. He's like, you think so? I'm like, watch, like the current's too much. The dad can't swim to catch him. Like the kid's like 400 feet away now, blowing down this whole canal. And so I go out, I get him, and I paddle him back to his dad. And, oh, yeah. I go, oh, where are you from? I'm from Egypt. Oh, no way. I got business in Egypt. What do you got in Egypt? I'm like, man, I'm in the travel business. He's like, you do trips to Egypt? I'm like, dude, I do trips all year to Egypt. He's like, how many people do you send to Egypt? It's like instantly on me, right? Like my cousin owns a travel agency. I'm going to go check out dreamtrips.com. So the natural is go check out dreamtrips.com from a brand standpoint. And so the corporate website for the first time, I think, I could be wrong on that, is dreamtrips.com, the corporate actual website. So now we can kind of collectively use SEO and social media and PR and the articles that we've been running to drive traffic to an actual brand. Why is that important? If some of you have not been a part of a company that had a real brand, like had like 20 years plus 5 million people, but someone that was going to use that advantage, that brand to your advantage. How do you do that? It's like we're spending money to elevate the brand. So when you're out there building a team and your network is building, the more people that recognize the brand, the easier it is for you to go out there and roll them. So the new corporate website will be dreamtrips.com. When you go there, you'll just hit login. And when you hit login, it will allow you, it's going to recognize whether you're just a member or if you're a member and a rep. So it's super cool. So you're just going to go to a corporate website where someone has like heard about DreamTrips. They're going to be able to, they can't go up, they can't necessarily go in and sign up without a distributor. So there'll be a lead generator there. Like someone ends up on the corporate site, like, what rep are you working with or whatever it ends up saying, right? And if they don't have a rep, it'll say like, what country are you from? And we'll pair them with someone. If we got real lead gen from it, which I think we can in the future, we'll figure out a rank and share the leads and things, but that's not the full purpose of it. It's really for branding. So you'll go there for everything. You'll be able to hit login. You'll log into your back office there if you want to, if you're not on the app. If you're just a member and not a rep, you'll go to the same website. The other enhancement is, and I'm super excited about this, I've been around 23 years now in MLM, network marketing, relationship marketing, whatever you want to call it, right? And as a customer, I've only been in one company that really treated customers as customers. Okay. And if we get this right, we will explode this business. If we really have a customer offering, and it's really, you don't have to be a rep to want to join in that kind of a dynamic, right? Well, it starts with a customer back office, right? And so we also are enhancing that. So when your customer, your customer is going to have the same back office as you do, only they don't have all the business stuff, right? However, they'll have the banner and all the buttons. And so we now get to advertise directly to your customers. So they'll have a banner going across the whole. So when they go in to change their payment or log in to look at their points, they'll have their DreamTrip points. It'll be nice. It'll be a nice like bar or a nice little graph where they're like, yeah, I'm saving money. They're going to have all their bookings, all that stuff, but they'll also have that advertisement where it's going to say upgrade to founders. The thing will scroll over. We want to be able to, like, for example, our cruise specials lately have been incredible. For those of you that are already a paid member, we've got incredible cruise deals. We're getting a lot of good feedback where it's like $1,600. These are like in Europe, right? $1,600, 2 people, balcony upgrade, taxes included, the drink package included, like VIP dinners. We get certain ships in Europe where if they're not selling out, we get these insane packages. Like I can't even do it as a travel agency. I can't get the prices that we get on those deals, right? So we should be serving that up to the members, right? Right in their portal, right? When they log into their own profile, that should be across the screen. It says, hey, members, grab them while they last, luxury cruise deals, and just constant information, travel tips, newsletters and things like that. So really a complete 100% overhaul in a way that I think people are going to be really, really pumped because it's from all aspects of the business. From a prospecting aspect, it's going to be incredible. Okay, it's already great. We're going to just supercharge it. From a back office standpoint, already glitch free, but we're going to now make it make a lot of sense. How can I click less? How can I see more? That's literally the approach, right? From a branding standpoint, corporate website, brand new, pops up. Okay, I think that the website is really, really hot. It's a totally new approach, and then one centralized place for everybody to go to. Okay, so really, really pumped about upgrades, where we're going. So let me do this. I want to share what I would be doing in the field right now after I give you this date. Okay, exactly what I want you to do is you have 3 guys on here right now. All of us have done well in the business. All of us have launched several teams. Okay, we've definitely failed. We've definitely won. We've definitely lost and crashed, learned our lesson, and got better. Every time we've launched, we've gotten bigger. Wouldn't you want the advice from someone that got bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger every time they redid this, right? You got 3 people that we've relaunched organizations or, relaunched with a new company, and there's just a set window and there's a set level of steps that you want to go through. And if you'll just all follow us, just take our lead on it. Okay. I know not everybody's going to do it. Okay. Some will do a little, some will do none, some will do a lot, some will do more. That's just what happens in this size of a group, right? But just do some level of all of the activities that the rest of the call is going to teach. Okay. And so we now have just 15 days left to go into our full pre-launch. You will only have 14 days to activate your team, okay? 15 days left is nothing. By Monday, that's 11, okay? I want to paint a picture. That means you only have 2 more trainings left that your team plugs into before we launch. That's not a lot. There's a lot to train people on, and there's a lot you got to dig down and really bring your team into the communication fold right now, okay? That's only approximately 14 live presentations left before we actually go into activation. So I want you to think on, okay, how many more people do I need to get on the live overviews, right? Okay, how many people on my team are going to be on the Thursday, western part of the world live company training call, or on Mondays, which I'm going to talk about in a moment, which we now have Middle East, Africa, and Europe every Monday for a training, right? So be thinking that there's not a lot of time left. That is not enough time. I'm telling you right now, like it should be. You guys need 8 weeks. You just don't believe me. You need 8 more weeks, but you don't believe me because you're like, I'm ready now. No, you're not ready. Okay, no, you're not ready. Why? Because we're calling your organization, and they're not all plugged in. They don't all know. Some of them don't know why they're joined. That's just the fray. That's the 15% of the people that are like, yay, sign up. Those guys were never here. Put them aside, okay? Then there's a group that are like, oh, it sounds excited. This Dream to Things. It looks fun. Like, yeah, I want to do it. That's all they know. Micaiah, I'm listening to Micaiah literally 20 hours a day. I mean, my wife and kids are home, okay? Micaiah and I are like attached at the hip right now, right? All I hear all day is like, oh, okay. Do you know about the cruise? Okay, no, you don't know about the cruise. And he's like, and I'm like, we're like, oh, they don't know about the cruise. Like, we're like, why? Why don't they know about the cruise? We do a debrief on every call, right? Then it's like, okay, awesome, cool. Like, oh, awesome. So you want to go on the cruise? Yeah, let me tell you about the cruise, right? And then the next day that person booked the cruise. That's how you build a team. That's how you build a company. That's how you drill. That's how you look for acres of diamonds right in your backyard. This is where the big money is made. Just trust us. This is how you make big money in this industry. It's not only who you bring in. You have to put the cards in your favor by enrolling a ton of people, because they don't all work. They're not all available to you when you're ready to engage with them, right? It's just what it is. So you got to put the cards in your favor. Then you got to disconnect the fact that who you enrolled is not the only people. You want to treat it as if you enrolled, you personally sponsored your whole organization, because there's links and leaders. Most people are a link to a leader. They can still make money, but it takes a leader to go through the link down to the next leader and pull that leader up and engage with them, right? So Micaiah I'll hear him like, are you a part of Telegram? No, they're not on the Telegram, okay? The next question is like, all right, do you know about the presentations? No. So it's a daisy chain. Hey, are you on the Telegram? No. We if we were in Vegas, we could just be betting. All right, I'll put $500 on that they're not on the cruise, because they're not on the Telegram. Let me put $2,000 on red, that they're not on the live biz ops. Why? Because they're not on the Telegram. So if they're not on the biz up, they're not on the Telegram. They're not on the Telegram, they're not on the Thursday call. If they're not on the Thursday call, their friend from Israel that they signed up is not on the Monday call. Why? Because they don't even know there's a Monday call. It's literally that's the difference of even people that work hard in this industry and make decent money, that are making 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, like, yeah, I'm a networker. I'm like, oh, it's not fair. These other people make 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 100 grand a month, million a month. They're not that much better than the people that make $3,000. You've learned almost everything when you make $3,000, right? Now it's just how do you go dig and develop all those people that you just became. That's where most people just don't go to the next level, right? And so 15 days left, November 7th. The reason it's November 7th, it's the fairest way to do it for you, because it's the beginning of a week. So we didn't want to start in the middle of a week and you don't get a full week, because you want to hit the highest rank you can hit, obviously, in the allotted time, right? So it's the very beginning of a week. It's a Friday. We don't like to launch going into a weekend necessarily, but if we did Monday, just think you're at a disadvantage. You have Monday to Thursday night for your first business week. So we're thinking through this and setting it up. So that's a Friday. So we'll have a Thursday, massive November 6th, massive company call, right? It should be the biggest one we've had so far. That's where we give everybody A, B, C, D. This is the rollout, right? And then that next morning where it's like all hands on deck, call in slick, where you're not really sick and you're calling into work a little slick, right? So that's the day you call in slick. Maybe you take Monday off too. It's going to be pretty chaotic. I mean, we have thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of people that are going to get phone calls and text messages and activate. It's going to be, just understand, it's going to be smoke coming out of all the chimneys, right? Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I mean, we're asking everybody that we can to work the weekends. I mean, we're doing whatever we can. I got my whole family trained up on the computer and live chat. Everyone, there's laptops all over the Cali house. I've trained myself to be able to get in there and do it. So we're really, really ready for it, but we're still going to, if we don't melt it down, we didn't take it serious enough, right? We should be melting all of the phone lines, all the live chats. The back office company should be calling me saying we need to add more bandwidth. That's literally what it should look like, right? So now that you know November 7th, that Friday, okay, we'll give you a closer window on the time. Now that you know that, I want to have a serious talk with you. Go from November 7th backwards to today. Today's already over, right? And now really think about, you don't have that many presentations left to drive a team from night to night to night to night to Saturday morning to Sunday night. You don't have that much. I mean, I'm being honest with you as the owner of DreamTrips. Y'all need 8 more weeks. because you want to be able to reach out to your entire team right now and communicate to them that we're activating on November 7th. And it's not too late for the more people are not plugged in than are plugged in. So if we can get to that layer that are not plugged in and plug them in, you have another probably 2 to 3x, 4x the size of your current business, maybe 10x for some of you. You could 10 times your numbers. And I'm not making those numbers up. That's a real number. 3 to 10x by just getting everyone that's not plugged in that you already have in your group to get plugged in, and then take this next 15 days to set their sale, right? You could literally double, triple, quadruple your business. So that's why we're having this serious talk, okay? We upcoming trainings. We'll be having a back office training. We'll be having a comp plan training, 2 levels. One to roll out, when we add the bonuses. And right now, I want to address this, very important. The entire comp plan and everything you need to know to build and hit a rank has already been released. So it's like if we release 10 more things, you'll still be waiting for 2 more things. So just it's a mental thing that kind of happens. So we know the ranks, we know the volumes, right? We know the bonus, we know there's cash bonuses all the way through, where and in between there's some travel bonuses. In between there's the 4 seasons, then there's the 100K jet card. We know all of that stuff, right? We know it's 3 legs. We know it's 10% in the big leg. Okay. We know it's a binary. We know we make 10 to 20% in the binary. We know we earn $40 to $80 every time we enroll a member, $40 to $80 on their first order bonus. We know we have a check match. Even if I had it finished right now, 99.99999% of you couldn't explain it back to me. Okay, check matches are extremely complicated. Okay, we'll be drawing out that check match for the next 4 months, right? So just know there's a check match. It's kick ass, and you get 20% on someone's binary check when you recruit them. That's the single biggest part of it. We released that number, and so the only thing we're waiting on the comp plan, which you want me to spend time on, because I'm trying to put more money into lifestyle. So all I'm doing is, do I put more cash here? Or do I put more travel dollars here? Do I put more travel dollars here? Or do I put a one-time bonus here? That's all. It's just me studying where I want to put it. So you shouldn't wait on the comp plan. If you're a super pro network marketer and you have someone like that and they want to wait for the comp plan, let them wait, right? So as soon as we decide those numbers, we'll do another comp plan training. And I'd imagine we probably have 2 to 3 comp plan trainings before pre-launch day, before the 15th, right? One is going to be like, hey, here's the new bonuses that may come first, or it's going to be full structure training, where we're going to do one training and we're going to structure rank by rank. We're going to say, all right, this is how you hit this rank. Here's how you hit 10K. Here's how you hit 50K. Then we're going to let you guys ask a lot of questions. So one call will just be structure, okay? And then we'll have probably one more right before the 15th, where we try to shake out any last minute questions from the leadership group. Okay. Last but not least, Makai, you can just put up, I can go quick through these, just put up my slides real quick, is plug into the system. It's probably what Makai and Jeff are going to spend the rest of their time on. Is you have, it's worth its weight of gold right now to plug your people in. We have daily presentations 7 days a week, right? So we got Monday through Thursday at 8 p.m. Central Time. That doesn't work in all the time zones. We have Friday at noon Central, and then Saturday. Okay, these are where we're picking up Central Europe time, CET, and Israel time at 7 p.m. on Saturdays, and on Sunday is 8 p.m. Central Time. Okay, which is like 9 a.m. Israel time. I'm saying Israel time because it's a massive market for us right now. I know we have some of our leaders on here. I saw Michael. I think Oz is on here. And so we talked about how we're becoming very international. We are, in the next 48 hours, going to launch several additional live presentations to prepare for pre-launch that will be in the other time zones. Some of those other time zones still work back in the US, but we need to hit Asia, Africa, and the Middle East more. Okay, we shouldn't be having one, for example. We should be having as many as we need. And if that's 7 days a week, then we should go 7 days a week. So step one is plug into the biz ops, drive new guests to the biz ops, communicate with your team to get them on the biz ops. Remember, live presentations, there's 3 reasons we do it in this order: to sell the dream to the existing team, to teach the existing team how to sell the dream, and to sell the dream to prospects, to guests, right? So just think about it. The first priority is to keep our team on there. How do you learn the biz op? The biz op is getting better and better and better and better every night. The slides are getting more tweaked and more dialed in. Okay. Next slide. Next one is plugging in to the training. We have 2 trainings a week, one on this side of the world where we are here in the US, and one on the other side of the world, which makes up Europe, Asia, and the Middle East and Africa. Okay, every Thursday here in the US at 6 p.m. Central, and then every Monday at 7 p.m. Central Europe time. That's what CET is. And this Monday, and look, if you're in the US, you don't need to get on that Monday call. Now, if you want to get on it, by all means, get on the Monday call. But it's the same information. Okay, we're building one company, one drumbeat. The only difference will be anything that's like super pertinent to that time zone. Okay, or maybe there's an event in that area only. Okay, and so this Monday will be a special one. Myself, my wife Tammy will be hosting. We'll have Micaiah, we'll have Jefferson. We have some guest leadership speakers, and we're going to be really. I see this Monday's EU, Middle East, Africa, Asia call. I see this call as really the true kickoff of that area where we're going to launch new live presentations, new different translations, and things that are going to make it very, very easy to build internationally. Last but not least, I know our phone lines are blowing up about this. We told you so on this one. Skip to this. Yeah. The cruise completely sold out, gone. That date has passed. Okay. What we have now is a limited time offering. What that is basically we're just selling the cabins as they become available to us from the cruise ship. So we don't need you to get on a wait list. There is no longer a wait list. It's literally first come, first serve. So this is your last ditch effort. Okay. At any point, the cruise just says, okay, we're sold out, or we can't offer you any more rooms, or the prices go up, right? So as cruises sell out their rooms, the prices go up. That will happen to us. So we've sold out our entire block. We have over 200 people are already going to be on the cruise. We could easily get another 200 to 300 by the amount of inquiries. If we go fast, we can scoop as many rooms as they'll allow us. If you wait, you wait. There's nothing we can do about this. We have no control of how it works, right? So here's my recommendation to everyone is: 1, if you've been waiting, go get your cruise. Contact customer service ASAP, fill out the form and get it. 2, the question for you on KPIs, right? How many people do you have on your team on the cruise? That is such a real number. That's going to dictate how many you activate. That's going to dictate whether you go 10K. That's going to dictate whether you have a 10K on your team. It's going to dictate a lot. There's no better way to launch a business in this industry than from a trip. So we're going to launch in January. There's no better month to launch your business in our industry than January. So we're launching from a trip. We're launching from the best season, okay, that when you're able to launch in January, and like the advantage that's going to give you. It's hard to conceptualize that today. I have to think, because I'm in free launch. I'm not even in pre-launch, and Mark has me already thinking of launch. That's what a leader does. You have to act as if. How many people are you on the cruise with? Do you have 10 people in your group? How many legs do you have represented? Do you have 10 people only in one leg? You definitely want all 3 of your legs identified, right? On that cruise, how many do you have in each leg? Very, very, very important. And last but not least is the ultimate, communication tool that we use is Telegram. So when you sign someone up, I know I'm speaking to the choir, but 90% of the people we talk to, they don't even know we have a Telegram channel, right? So as a leader, you're going to want to penetrate down in your organization to get to those stats. So what I want to do right now, I'm gonna hand this over to Micaiah, and he's gonna dig into like really driving some of these metrics. And what I want to just in closing for my part is I just want to emphasize, we, in my opinion, do not have enough time. Some of you want to launch tomorrow. You're not ready. 15 days is not enough. So you really have to today pretend like today's your first day. What would you do kind of thing? Because at a blink of an eye, it will be in full pre-launch. So have you mapped out your team? Do you know how many are on the cruise? Have you communicated? Have you gotten deep into the team, right? Have you set your goals? If you're shooting for 10K, do you know how you're going to hit there? Do you know your key leaders in each leg? If you're going higher, it's a much bigger in depth, okay? And now what I want to do is I'm going to hand it over. We're going to stay on and do Q&A. Okay, so definitely stay to the end because we want to be able to answer questions. So Micaiah, go ahead and take it away, buddy.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Mark. Very exciting. What's up, everybody? Good to see you. I see some new faces in the house. So it's great to be here with you. I had some incredible conversations this last week all across the globe. I know Letitia, I know you're on here out in South Africa. We were just going back and forth, and so just congrats to what you're doing. Pacho out in Congo, Philippines, Russia. I mean, it's just been great, and a lot of you obviously here in the U.S. It's been an absolute blast just to connect with you, and it's been really great to getting to know your reason why. And I just want to spend just 10 seconds there, dig deep on what that is, because that's your fuel. You know, it's very rare that we're in the position that we're in before all of this happens. And these are the seats that we're blessed with, and having that strong desire for whatever your reason why is. I've had a lot of conversations with many of you, and I know you're ready to get paid. Are you ready to get paid? Can I get some shaking heads? Anybody ready to get paid? I know sometimes it's hard to talk about money. You know, growing up in my household, talking about money was an uncomfortable situation because we didn't have any of it. But I know a lot of you you're ready for that. And I just want to express the importance of what you do today matters. You're really setting yourself up for your future. And I just want to really congratulate everyone on here already, because what you've done is an unbelievable to see in just the last few weeks. And so I do want you to pat yourself on the back, because you've done some great things. Now, that being said, it's time to dig our cleats into the mud. It's halftime. Okay, we're in the locker room right now. It's halftime. Think about what you were able to do the last 15 days, and imagine if you triggered your brain. The mind is a powerful thing. What the mind can believe, the mind can achieve. What you tell yourself is what your reality is. And so imagine if you tricked your brain and you went out and did what you just did the last 15 days and you did it again. I mean, you could be setting yourself up. I mean, I hate to say for life, but it's like, man, some of you are sitting in some incredible seats. And so what does that look like? Well, it's focusing on the things that we can control. And what you can control is your activity. You know, I know a long time in my career, I got stuck focusing on the result. I'm not getting the result. I'm not getting the result. And the more I focused on the result, the less my activity production was. But if you focus 100% on that result, keeping that big picture, that why, that motivation in front of you, and not letting go. You can't let go. Is there going to be ups? Yes. Is there going to be downs? Yes. It's going to happen. It's inevitable. We're entrepreneurs, but y'all, this is what we do. We're built for this. This corporate staff is built for this. This leadership group is built for this. And we're going to lead accordingly to put you in the best position to win. And so I just want you to know that we know where you're at. We know what it takes to have to catch that second breath and say, I'm going to go for it. But there are going to be people who join a year from now, and they're going to wish they could have been on this Zoom. They wish they could have been a part of that leadership group. And so what I want to do real quick, I want to bring somebody on, but I just want to read this. Listen, the law of inertia. Y'all know what the law of inertia is? The law of inertia is very simple. I had to take a physical science class. I'm going to school right now. It's crazy. And they got me studying all this crazy science universe things. And the law of inertia states an object at rest stays at rest, but an object in motion stays in motion. So what's the point here? Stay in motion. Keep doing the activity regardless of what the results look like. Now you have a target and we're aiming for that target. But I promise you, if you stay in motion, those results are going to show up. Those results are going to show up, and we're going to lead from the front. We're never going to ask you to do something that we're not doing ourselves. And that should be exciting, because we're running right alongside you. Listen, I want to get myself out of the way. I want to introduce a guy that many of you have met. Some of you haven't. His name is Kenny Rossi. But this guy's an absolute beast. He has recruited, I think he's hitting close to the 200 mark on personal recruits. He's diving through the organization. He's going to for sure hit the top rank in the company. I mean, the guy's a beast. But I want him to hop on because he's in the field. He's doing it. And Kenny, brother, I know you got a few minutes here, but we'd love to just talk to us about the language, because I know you're diving into the organization. You're having great conversations with leaders. You know, one thing that I want to stress is the importance of over communicating. At this stage in our business, we have to over communicate. You can't just assume, please hear me on this. You can't just assume that on November 7th, the people that you brought in are just going to upgrade. some of them aren't even going to know that upgrade is now available. And so we have to be able to over communicate with our organizations, so that way they're ready for launch. And so, Kenny, brother, I just appreciate you, man. Madge, so much respect for what you're doing in the field. I got to take myself off pin because I can't see where you're at. There's so many people. All right, there you are. I see you. So, brother, man, I appreciate you so much, man, for leading from the front. Come on, man, hop on here. Tell us what you're doing, how you're driving the organization.
You got it, man. Thank you, Micaiah. First of all, it is so good to see all your faces. It has been such a joy to do the testimonies every week on ours, or every night, man. What do I mean every week? Every night on our Zooms. And please, Jojo, put my number in the chat. If you have not done a testimony with us, please text me. We want to get you all on. It's going to be something we're going to get better and better and better at. But if you've not done one, please text me. And we will get you on. We're doing them every night. And next thing, I want you guys to all just take a look at Mark's ass. I mean, he is sitting over there in heaven, right? Look at this dude sitting over there in heaven. But this is what I'm going to say about Mark. I'm calling it right now. Best CEO you've ever had. Mark my words. This is an historical moment in time. I'm promising you. I've been in this industry for 25 plus years. I've been blessed to be around some of the greatest leaders ever. And all I'm telling you, to have somebody that has been in the game, that has made the tens of millions of dollars, leading our company, knowing exactly what we need, exactly what we want, having a product like DreamTrips, a no-brainer, this is a chance of a lifetime. So here we are. Maybe some of you, when you heard 15 days, you're like, oh, man, 15 more days, right? The only reason why you could possibly feel like that is because you're talking to the same people. When you're talking to new people, man, there isn't enough time in the day. When you're talking to new people, it's the greatest time in your life. Remember, in relationship marketing, you sponsor your way out of troubles. You sponsor your way out of problems. We are not in a problem time now, but what we are in at a time is we're ready to go, right? We are ready to go. But take this time and go. So this is what I'm doing. First of all, there are people on this Zoom that have doubled and tripled what I've done. So I ain't shit. Okay. So just understand that there are people on this Zoom that have done amazing things. Number one. Number two, what should you be looking at when you look at your group? First thing. Okay. First thing you should be looking at is the people you've personally enrolled. How many of them are going to get the founders membership? And the ones that aren't, I want you to challenge them. I really want you to challenge them. This is a very sticky product we have. When you think somebody gets the founders membership, they invest $5.99, they start investing that $145, or they have their 4 and pay no more, they are more than likely going to stay with us. This is a vital place to get your people. If they are not seeing that, you need to get them on the phone with somebody else. You need to get them to more Zooms. You got to fight for it. That's number one. So everybody that you have personally enrolled, you need to find out what that number is. Okay. How many of them are getting their founders pack? Next. Okay. So when you have that number, next, how many of those people are focused on getting their 4 and pay no more? Think about it. A founders pack is worth 400 points to your goal. A 4 and pay no more is worth 2,000 points to your goal. Do you understand that? Right? Because they get their pack, they help 4 people get their membership. Right? So that's 2,000 points. So everybody that's getting their membership is 400 points. Everybody that's moving towards a 4 and pay no more is 2,000 points. So if you're going for 1K, what do you need? If you're going for 5K, what do you need? If you're going for 10K, what do you need? Now, what I want to put in your brains is this: founders pack, 4 and pay no more, 10K. That should be the focus. I'm not saying 1K is bad. I'm not saying 5K is bad, but there's fallback positions at each one, right? If they just cannot get the founders pack, we have the business pack, right? If they can't get to their 4 and pay no more, maybe they can get one on their left, one on their right. If they don't make it to 10K, they'll fall back to 5K or 1K, right? So then when you have that number, and I suggest you go after that today, do not wait. You are going to inspire people to do more when you choose it. We lead by example here. It's not the stars that get paid. It's the star makers. And this opportunity is going to create so many new stars. I'm telling you, there are people in this business that have been stars. There are people in this business that can tell you if they could have had a chance to join DreamTrips 20 years ago when it started, if they could have been next to the Kingpin Jefferson when it started, they would have made 10 times more, 50 times more, 100 times more than they made. And they made a lot after that. We are sitting with a chance of a lifetime, and it's not your skill. It's going to be your will. It's going to be how bad do you want it. So the focus should be how many are getting the Founders Pack. You should know that number. The ones that aren't, challenge them, fight, educate them, figure out why, and then add more. How many of those form pay no more? Now what you've done is you've taken a $400 order, you've turned it into $2,000. Then of those people that are on forum pay no more, how many of them are fighting to get to 10K? You guys, we're going to have a record first day. We're going to have a record first week. You know how long we're going to talk about our first week? The rest of our life in this business. We are in a week-to-week business. We get paid by the week. We're playing the week game, right? That's the game we're playing. It's going to be 4 weeks to your rank, and then the first week falls off and the fifth week goes. It is going to be one of the funnest times we're ever going to have. But these next 15 days or 14 days, whatever it is, I'm challenging you to give it all you got. It will pay you 5 times, 10 times, even 100 times over time, just the work you do in these 15 days. So if you felt a little tired, get over it. I'm telling you, get over it. Go talk to somebody new, get some new people going, and the tired will go away. But if you focus on those 3 things, you're going to know. You're going to be able to see right now. Okay, if I add up the packs, if I add up the forum pay no mores, if I add up the 10Ks, I'm going to be a 50K. I'm going to be a 25K. I'm going to whatever, right? And then say to yourself, right now, I can double that. I can get to 100K. I can get to 250K. I can get to 500K. So that's what I'm doing. Some of you have gotten a call for me on this. I can't call everybody, but I'm here to help everybody. So the first thing I need you to do is please take my number down. If you have not done a testimony, I want you to do one. I'm asking you to do one with us. We've got about 14 Zooms left, and we're going to continue on that path, by the way, even when we launch. Okay. But I want to see the ones that haven't been here. Some of you have done some amazing jobs. I appreciate you all pitching in. This is a joy. We're at a chance of a lifetime opportunity. Grasp it. Get after it. Let's go. Makai, back to you.
Awesome, brother. Hey, thank you, man. Very, very, very exciting. And a big part of what he's speaking on is identifying, you've heard us say this just in a different way. Where are you at today? Where do you want to be tomorrow? And what that is in the middle is your potential growth. And once you know what your potential growth is, now we can help properly drive the organization. And listen, we're going to spice things up this week too. So we're going to be implementing some new fun presentation styles. I know ladies night was off the charts. How about for the ladies? Do we want to do another ladies night? Let's take a little poll. Should we do another ladies night? I'm thinking that might be a yes. And so we got some fun things that are going to be coming up this week just to keep the energy high, the excitement high. And so what I want to do, I'm going to get myself out of the way. I want to bring on Jefferson Santos, man. This dude is just a beast. It's an absolute pleasure to work alongside Mr. Santos. I love saying that last name, Santos. There's just power in that. But he's had just a tremendous amount of success, as you guys already know. But the coolest thing about this is, listen, these are individuals who've gone out there and built. Okay, these aren't just corporate heads that are, on here and trying to share what we think works. I mean, this guy's done it over and over and over and over and over again. And so it's an honor working alongside you, brother. And I know we got some great things happening. And I just want to throw it over to you, brother. So take it away.
Awesome. So excited, guys. Micaiah, Kenny, Mark, all the things that you've shared. I got a few things I want to share as we wrap up here today. And I see some familiar faces out there. We got Magali. I see Nick over there. Nick Mackay. What's up, man? It's good to see you, buddy. CJ Peso. See a lot of you guys. All right. So here's what's happening right now. Micaiah touched on this about inertia and about motion. And I have a quote in here that I wrote down on one of the masterminds I was at over a year ago. Patience becomes irritable with yourself if you stop the motion. So think about that. You get irritable with yourself when you know you can be in motion and you're not. Okay? And so this is a test of will. This is a test of character. Are you going to do what you said you're going to do? Right? And there's people waiting for you. Okay? And November 7th is going to come and go. As a matter of fact, my 50th birthday is going to be on November 5th. So I'll be 50 years old by the time we launch this thing. I'm excited about it. And guess what? I got to be there, okay, when I was 29, 30 years old, launching DreamTrips for the very first time. And so what if you could go back to high school with what you know now? What if you could go back to college with what you know now about life? That's what you get to do right now. Is we have all the historical knowledge, okay, of what worked, what didn't work. Mark has all that. We have all the contracts. We have all the things, right? We've worked up until this point. Some of you have heard me say this before. Everything up until this point in the business and in your life has been research and development, getting you prepared for the next chapter. And the next chapter starts today. And we have 14 days because the 15th day is the upgrade day, and it's over. There is no more free signups ever again. Okay, we have 14 days. It's about clicking. Okay, it's about as fast as you can, and I want you to think about what number that is on your shorter side right now. Okay, or just your organization. I don't want you to just triple it. You need a 10x. That shit. Stick up. Now that we have a definitive backwall date, we have the date. Okay. Mark and Micaiah and all our executive staff has been working tirelessly on Zooms, forward facing, but backwards with merchant accounts and tie-ins and crypto and websites and tech stacks and all these different things, busting their butt so you and all of us can have the best holiday season ever, can have the best 2026 ever, can have the best life ever. So just put some hearts in the chats real quick. Get some love to Mark and Tammy and Makai 15. Some of them are watching right now, just looking at your energy. Just give them some hearts in the chat real quick. I hear them and I see them work. I see the text at 2 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning. I guess I never slept. Whatever. This is what's happening right now. So if they're doing that, here's what I want you to do. Think about the sun and the moon. Okay, the sun is, when it's bright, it's bright. And when the sun goes away and there's the moon, and let's say you have a clear night, you got a full moon, it's light outside, but it's not bright like the sun. I want you to think about this business as the sun, okay? It's always bright. It's always there. It's on the front of your brain. Every time you listen to conversations and you're talking to people, there's always a way to bring up DreamTrips to help them have a better life, to help them save money on travel, but to get them around these amazing people right now. That's what I want you to be thinking. So this business is the sun in your mind. It's not the moon. A lot of people, their job or their career is the sun, and this is the moon. No, you just flip it. Okay, this business is the sun in your mind. It's always on. It's always bright. No matter if it's nighttime, it's always shining somewhere. Okay, and so you have to always be thinking about that. All right, so we talked about new corporate website coming, new back office coming. We've got a definitive date, November 7th coming. It's impending now. Okay. So now what's going to happen is it's the people that kick in. Okay. Let's say it's a race, whether it's a horse race or somebody on track doing 400 meters, it's that back curve. You're entering the back curve. Some people, the gorilla jumps on their back, right? And if they didn't do the training, if they didn't do the work beforehand, see, the test is easy if you did the homework. Okay. And so now you're coming around that last curve to get into the straightaway to sprint home. What are you doing about that? What about that second one? What about recalibrating yourself and hitting reset? Okay, so you can be of service to your team and you can be of service to the Eagles family to round out that third, that last curve and to sprint in the straightaway. And when are you going to kick in? Now's the time to kick in for all of us right now. Okay, because your team needs it, your family needs it, we all need it, but we're all vectoring in the same direction. It's going to be crazy. The numbers are going to 10x. Okay, I know that. I can feel it. I can see it. The tech is going to be there for you, and all you have to do is sprint full time right now. And Mark said it. I'm going to remind you about this. He said, take a sick day if you can on Friday and Monday when we have the upgrade time. Okay, because you're going to want those 4 days of solid work through to get everybody upgraded and duplicating and all that stuff. But guess what? There's no friction right now. It's sign up, get in, duplicate. Sign up, get in, duplicate. Sign up, get in, duplicate. And there's nothing stopping you or anybody else right now for the next 15 days. Actually 14, because the last day will be the upgrade day. All right. So with that said, Micaiah, is there any other announcements we need to make real quick before we wrap?
Nope. We're gonna do some. We'll open up for Q&A, but I do want to make an announcement that we have roughly. I can't count the number because the screen is blocking it, but we have about 15 languages now available in the portal for the funnels. Okay, so we are rapidly uploading these. I know we just recently got Russian in there, Uzbekistan. I know Diane, I think, is on here. Congratulations to you. I know you're rocking and had some great conversations with Jordan recently. So congrats to you. But hey, we got these links. We have these languages, and so just know that these are now available in your back office for you to be able to use and leverage. So just want to make sure I make that announcement for everybody as well.
Awesome. No, that's great, man. We're about to go to the Q&A, everybody. This has been a great call, but it's going to get even better with some of these Q&As, because even though you might have a question, somebody else has the same question, they might not ask it. So make sure you ask it. So my buddy Isaac on here. Welcome, Isaac, to the family, buddy. It's going to be a big run, man. It's going to be a huge force to be reckoned with in the Latin American countries. And so, all right, everybody, let's open it up for Q&A. And so let's go ahead and raise your hand. No, this is a meeting. So this is not a webinar. So this is a meeting. So we'll have to do it in the chat. And then we'll be looking at the chat for these questions. And I know Mark,
and you can pop off of mute too, Jefferson. They can pop off of mute if you want to unmute yourself and ask directly as well. That's fine.
All right, first question, guys.
Okay, yeah, I saw that a couple times in the chat on how we'll pay. So we're just upon pre-launch, we're going to be doing a multi-layered approach on taking payment and making payment, right? So there's no one solution in this industry. So that's what a lot of challenges happen. Some companies only have this side of the world. Some have another side of the world. Some are great in Asia. Some are not. Some can't do Russia and Uzbekistan. Some can. And so we'll have a multi-tiered approach on the merchant side. We're going to use a company called Pay Quicker, which is similar to iPayouts. Okay, so you'll have a virtual card, which will transfer the money to your bank account. We also will eventually have access to Google Pay and Venmo Pay as well. We will also, and this may not be the very first day of pre-launch, but it could be literally the day of, several days, or within a week. But we're close. We're going to accept payment for the first time ever in crypto. And we're going to also, so first of all, that just fixes everything for everyone that's in, for us in the US, we take for granted that our credit cards work pretty easily. When you're overseas, to purchase something from overseas into America, it's not as easy. And so for the first time ever, the brands will take payment in crypto. And we're also working on a very fast solution to pay commissions in crypto. So someone can select to be paid in stable coin, in other words, like USDC. So if you don't know crypto, don't worry about what I'm talking about. If you are into crypto, you'll realize that's like a massive flexible feature that we're going to be offering. So we should hit almost no barriers on taking payment and making payment to the field, because we have 3 or 4 merchant accounts as backups. To get full coverage. And then there's the ultimate way where it's like, for those of you that don't trade crypto, let's say you're in a country and there's a lot of people that are unbanked. In other words, they don't have a bank account. Okay. Like, you'd be shocked at how many people, sometimes as Americans, we're like, oh, why can't you just use your American Express? Well, most people don't even take American Express anymore. Right. So what it is they're unbanked. That's why digital currency is big. And so for someone that is unbanked, or if there's always fraud alerts on their credit card, like a lot of times, even there's some of you on here, you'll go purchase something from DreamTrips and you'll get a fraud alert. We have no control over it on our side. It's done on the other side. So it's pretty much on the, especially in Europe, It's the identification process, right? So now you can just take your credit card, go buy $600 in stablecoin crypto, transfer it to us, and that's your payment, right? To buy a founder's pack. So people will be able to get around any of the obstacles on payment. So that's a big one. I know that's like my number one question from people right now.
I see on here somebody's asking, Jane, you're asking about can we see which countries we are in? We'll eventually have a drop down box that will show specifically what countries we're in, but there's only a couple countries we're not in, and so it's pretty much fully open.
Well, when they go on the sign up, can't they see the country drop down?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
yeah,
you
you're
see
right.
all the countries
Actually,
there.
you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Jane, when you go to enroll somebody, you'll see the drop-down box. You'll hit country, and they'll show you all the ones right there.
And we may come up with like a one-pager, potentially. Just know, guys, we're basically the whole world except for Korea. We're saving Korea. Requires a license and a different type of approach. And secondly, what's called the OFAC countries. So there's countries that we're not legally able to do business in, like Iran, and there's certain parts of the Congo, there's certain parts of the Middle East, there's certain parts of Europe, right? So they're called OFAC. So we're open everywhere that we can be, because you're gonna find very few countries. If we're not open in one of the countries, there's going to be a big reason why. That's all. Country list. All right, who's next?
I saw a question about payment plans. We eventually will have those on certain trips. It just depends on how far in the future and those kinds of things. But we know that people love that. It allows them to plan and budget and all that kind of stuff. And so we've already done them on other trips. But yes, you will have those in the future, and we'll let you know about that.
Yes, and regarding the app, that is again specifically, I think you're referring to a DreamTrips app. I know that's something that we aspire to do down the road, but we are before that going to be launching a builders app, and so that'll be coming when necessary. As far as I don't know the exact timeline on that, but we will. It's going to be just about parallel to when the new back office comes. Jefferson, you could probably speak on that as well.
Yeah,
that's going to be a killer app.
Yeah, it's going to be crazy, guys. I mean, right at your fingertips. It'll also be in your keyboard, so you can shoot off links, funnels, track, who's watching what, when, where, all that. Your PDFs. So everything's going to be in little buckets. Similar to like boards. If you guys are familiar with that app, it's similar to that. But yeah, this is going to be the Dream Builder app. This is for those of you that are brand ambassadors and that you're building the business. And then you'll have a link straight to your back office. But everything's going to be right there. Scripts, links. All that stuff. It's going to be built for speed, but we'll probably train on that about a week after we pre-launch, because everybody's going to be focused on getting everybody upgraded, and we do want you focused on that, and you want your people focused on that. So then about a week or so later, then we'll roll out that app, and everybody will download it. You'll log in, you'll have all your stuff, and the basic version of that app is going to be free. It's included, okay? But there's also upgraded versions of it too that have other bells and whistles. So just so you know, the basic's going to be free, and then there's some upgraded things. As a matter of fact, there's a really good deal with Zoom on there on the upgrade. We'll talk about that later. But yeah, we've got you set up because I'm a systems guy. Mark's a systems guy. Micaiah is. A lot of you, pretty much every 7-figure plus earner I know is a systems person, because you can't scale and build a team that big without a system. And we're going to get you from day one. It's going to be great.
Yeah.
I'll answer that Africa question. So there was a separate package in Africa. We're studying different things. One of the things that I've noticed is, and I'm sure Jefferson, you've dealt with this. Sometimes when you lower the price, lower the package, you kind of lower too many things out of the product to where it doesn't sell like you think it would be. So it's always a fine tuning to the economics to have a cheaper product for certain countries. The other challenge that I have faced is I have actually offered a cheaper product in other companies to different countries and different economies. And typically you don't make as much money, which should be relative, right? So if you're selling a product that's $20, you're not going to make the same as a product you're selling for $145. But the comp plan completely has to change as well. And typically what people then find is it's harder to hit rank. So there are some challenges we'll have to go through on whether we consider that. I know World Ventures history actually did not prove to be good with the lower priced product. or we would just do it. So just let us study it. We'll watch it and monitoring it. Next question is on For No More. I want everyone
real quick, Mark, real quick.
go ahead.
On that, and there's always a flip side to that is you get paid in US dollars, right? It's a little tough to get in if it's at the certain economy and budgeting and all that, but then you get paid in US dollars. And so that's what we did for years in various various markets around the world, as we said. They go, well, what about this? We go, well, what about that? You get paid in US dollars. They go, oh, I never thought about that. So so it's how we position that too.
Yeah. And I do want to say, this is just for everybody. We get these questions a lot, right? Like, hey, I'm in the Philippines. Is there a product just for the Philippines? Hey, I'm in, wherever. Is there a product just for that? Here's what I've noticed. First of all, some of us were just part of a company where their product was $149 in all of those countries, and they sold thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of them, right? I've been in other companies with Micaiah where we've lowered the price and our sales went down. I just came from a company that I was convinced to cut our price in half, that we would sell so much more. We sold less the very next month. So there's a lot of crazy dynamics in marketing. So let us just go big through that. I want to hit the For No More question. I'd like everyone to really put your listening ears on, your learning ears, because this question comes up a lot and it can be confusing. The easiest way to remember this: For No More. If you enroll 4 personal customers at your level or higher, your next month is free. So the first thing I want you to notice, your next month is free. What people are going to try to do on the free launch to pre-launch is they think because they have 4 customers, they don't have to pay, right? You have to be a member first, and you always have to have had 1 month. Okay. So just make sure everyone realizes that. Like, you can't join with 0 money upon pre-launch and have 4 customers. You have to enroll, pay for your membership. Now you enroll 4 customers, and the next month is free. And it's free every month that you maintain at least 4 customers at your level or higher. For all of the people that are asking what happens if you're like a founders member, but you only signed up 2 founders, but you get like 9 business class members. Here's how that works. If you don't sign up 4 at your level or higher, you just have to sign up at least 4 members. The requirement is minimum you have to sign up 4. And then however many members it takes to just equal 4 times your monthly membership. Okay, 4 times your monthly membership. So your monthly membership's $145. So as long as you equal 4 times $145, however you come up with it, so you have 4 members and you at least equal 4 times $145, then it's cool. So it's 4 times whatever you pay is how you can get yours for free. So you could have a combination of 1 founders and 12 business class, or you could have 2 founders and 7 business class, whatever the number is equal. So there's a lot of flexibility there. Just want to make sure everybody knows that.
Another question here from Stephen, which is a great question. Once we have enrolled someone, will we be able to see what all the countries are on our team? Yes. I'm like a kid in a candy store right now, because as a builder my whole life, I've never had like a back office where it was like total full operation. Mark said it best, less clicks, but more information. And so you're going to love this back office. The moment you log in, you're going to have access to all of the reportings that you're going to need to properly drive your business. So the answer is yes, you'll be able to track per country. Stephen, great question.
Right. Any more questions here? I think we got most of it in there. There's a question, Marvette, about insurance. Yeah, we'll be offering, we'll always suggest travel insurance, but we'll also be offering as an add-on that someone can get travel insurance once we get building. And I got to tell you, because I get to see all the stuff that you may not get to see, guys, all the challenges in travel, right? It's nothing to do with DreamTrips. Like, flight gets canceled, luggage gets lost, someone gets sick. We've had everything that can happen on a trip. And that's not just in DreamTrips. My whole career, I've been running trips, right? And so I can't emphasize enough making the investment on travel insurance. I know it can seem a little expensive sometimes, but when you need it, you're going to be thankful. And we've had people that have gotten sick. Micaiah's been on a trip with me where we had to send someone in a foreign country to emergency room, and they didn't take American insurance, and it was really, really difficult. We all made it happen together and figured it out. But it's something we're going to do. We're going to bring some incredible products. Like I like rescue insurance. I mean, I'm one of those guys. Like I have a plan A, B, C, D, all the way to Z. I'm a military guy. Yeah, you can mess up 20 of my plans. I got 20 more. I'm a little bit over the top. So if you want to travel, make sure you're safe. You're with me. You're good, right? But a lot of people, they don't have that. So like rescue plans are different insurances where no matter what, no questions asked, it's flight, emergency medical flight. I mean, literally if someone has to come get you somewhere, they will. There's literally some incredible insurance now when you travel. And a lot of it for me is the medical part, right? If something major happens, I would want something where I get medi-flighted back to my country, right? So there's just those things. While we're on trips, while we're on insurance and trips, I just want to give just a little bit of update too as well. We're in free-launch, and then we're going to go to pre-launch. Don't forget that we're in pre-launch. Pre-launch was a freebie. Behind the scenes, I'm going to laugh at both Kenny and Jefferson. They called it a whisper campaign. It's the loudest whisper campaign I've ever heard of, right? So it's such a whisper that 120 countries decided to enroll. And someone got on the mountaintop of Mount Fuji and said, don't tell anyone, it's a whisper campaign, okay? But really, it was a whisper campaign. This is a behind the scenes, right? So when we go into pre-launch, just realize most companies, when they pre-launch, it's because they're not ready yet. Us, we're going to be a little bit different. We're going to have a back office that's going to rival any company. I'll put our back – give us 60 days of studying your habits. I'll put our back office up against any billion-dollar company in the industry. Put my name behind it, because usually by the time they're a billion, the back office is too big. You can't figure it out. Ours is going to be just smoking. I'm going to call it Apple simple. You can give someone sorry for all you non-iPhone users, right? That's your problem, right? But, you can give someone an iPhone and there's not an instruction manual, right? It's like click, 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 you figure it out. That's how our back office will be. But on pre-launch, like building our portal. So we're building our portal out, which a lot of you are already paid members. You've been on DreamTrips, right? So you already know our portal's awesome. But now what we need to do is diversify the trips. Some people like beach, some people like spa, some people like skiing, right? Some people like the Cancun area, some people like Prague. So, some people like Dubai. So that's not easy to do because we don't know who the members are yet. And so what we're doing is we're guessing, and we're going to start loading inventory. But just realize during pre-launch is where we're going to learn the customer and then go fill in the needs of the trip. So as leaders, it's really important to know this. Our next leadership call, we're going to give you an overview of a corporate calendar, which is going to be about 18 months of the corporate rhythm. And that's going to be huge for you, okay? You're going to be able to arrange your life around it. Moms and dads with kids, companies usually don't give you this stuff. And it drives me crazy. Like, I want to know, like, if you have a convention in 2 years and you already know about it, I want it in my calendar because I want to plan my kids' spring breaks around it and stuff, right? So we're going to give you an 18-month calendar. It's very important to realize we have so many trips that are corporate company-driven trips and activities that you won't even have a lot of time to just do traditional dream trips. Doesn't mean we won't have them. Just know I have a pretty busy 18 months for all of you. Those that can participate in all of it, we want you to. Those can participate in some, come, right? But what that's going to look like is we're launching an incentive trip, and that trip's going to launch day one of pre-launch. That's like the biggest thing you should be driving. It is an awesome freaking trip. It's going to be epic. I've been to this place. So not only is it an epic location, not only is it worldly where people are like, oh my God, you're going to win a trip to somewhere else in the world, right? But I've been there, and the environment is incredible. So that's one trip. We have our cruise. Then the third week in June is when the incentive trip is. For those of you in Europe, we're going to be reaching out with the European leaders somewhere towards the end of March. Myself, Jefferson, Jojo. Hey, Jojo, I just volunteered you. Thanks for volunteering. Micaiah, and many other leaders. We're going to be in Europe for a wedding. It just so happens that a guy we know, Kenny Rossi's getting married in Italy. That's pretty cool. On our first ever dream wedding, we're testing a new product. And Kenny's going to be the dream wedding in Rome. No, sorry, you can't all come. It's a little tiny private little wedding. But we're all going to be in Europe. And I'm being serious. So he's like, dream wedding? We're really testing it. Dream wedding. How cool is that? What if a member could have a dream wedding, right? And so we're going to be in Rome. So we're going to stay in Rome. We have a whole bunch of leaders. and we're gonna plan a European training trip. You know, we call it mastermind or a travel and transform trip. Many of you have been on where it's a dream trip, but we have one full day where we'll do training. Okay, and so that will happen towards the end of March. Then you got third week in June. That's our other trip, and then I'm gonna let you guys know something badass that we're gonna do. See, if you just keep me on long enough, Jefferson, you get me spilling the beans, right? Third week in June, globally, we're all going to the company incentive trip. Call it the family reunion. I'd like to do one bang up crazy trip a year. It's the DreamTrips family reunion. And we just rotate it around the world to the biggest resorts that have like the best wow factors that we can grow into. The resort we're going to in June, full occupancy, 7,500 people. Okay, so it has 5 different hotels on the resort. So they're by children's age. It's really, really cool. We have another one, for example, like in Greece that can do 3,000 people. You know, we've got one in Mexico that can do 2,000 people. So I see that one trip a year, that one big giant grand one, right? So if we're all in June, third week in June, in this global incentive trip where you can earn the entire trip, about 3 or 4 months later would be the next trip in our rhythm. And we have none other than the Bren Castle in Romania, Transylvania, Romania, which is one of the most famous castles in the world. We'd like to make it private. They do a Count Dracula wedding every year on Halloween. DreamTrips, the original brand, has filled that thing for 10 straight years. Elon Musk leased it about 4 years ago, and all of Hollywood took it over. It is absolutely sick. I mean, Halloween, Transylvania, Bren Castle, for the coolest, Halloween party anyone's ever done. And it's like a 6-day dream trip. And so we're looking at October, obviously, for Halloween. That would be next in the 4-month rhythm for all of Africa, Middle East, and Europe. Now, obviously, I'm there. I've always wanted to go to this trip. So, everybody's invited. But you can see we're mapping out every 4 months, and putting in these company events. The last part of trips is we're going to probably put a survey out or even personal phone calls where we need to fill certain trips to put good inventory. We need inventory in the window. We need window shopping. So when a member looks, they go, oh, wow, look at this trip. Oh, wow, look at that trip. Okay, we don't necessarily need that trip for all of us because we're going to be busy. But the members need to see inventory, but the trips need to travel. And so a couple of the trips that we're going to build that we're going to need some leaders to claim. Okay, so I won't volunteer anybody here openly, but, we might need a couple of people to claim the Mother's Day trip. We're looking at a Mother's Day trip to the Gaylord Auckland. We've done that trip a bunch of times. People love it. I believe, Erica, you might have done a birthday party there before on that exact trip. And so that's a trip. It doesn't have to be big. That could be literally, I think our max capacity on that trip is 10 rooms. It's a special deal we have. Then we're looking at supercar. I know our supercar trip was in Colorado. That closed down. So, and we have a lot of requests for Vegas. So we're gonna look at putting a supercar trip in Vegas. Okay, so that'll be kind of a U.S. draw for a supercar trip in Vegas. We're gonna ask a couple of y'all 2 or 3 leaders to say, okay, I'll drive my group to the supercar trip, because what we're trying to do is we're trying to get 5 trips that leaders will claim, drive their group. And now those 5 trips look spectacular spread in the inventory. So we're looking at maybe something in the Christmas Broadway, New York, supercar in Vegas. We're looking at a foodie trip potentially somewhere like a pasta making in Italy, or so, just maybe it'll be like strudel making in Budapest, something from that standpoint. And potentially a yoga or a spa type retreat as well. And so just know that we're going to be kind of reaching out to some of you. And we'll probably do a survey to see if someone says, hey, I'd love that. Oh, also, here's another way. In Louisiana and Bourbon Street, we got a killer trip. It's not for the day of Mardi Gras, but it's like our own Mardi Gras. It's killer. I'm just going to let you know it's our own frickin' parade, like literally a private parade, that we're the parade. Okay, so I'm going to be offering that up for a couple leaders to claim, where you're walking down to Bourbon Street in the parade that's only made up of DreamTrips people with a full band that's sick. Me and Micaiah watched the video of it. So we need leadership participation in these kind of things. We have a ton of Europe trips. That's why I'm trying to offset all of our Europes with some of the ones I'm talking about here, and then we're gonna be launching, probably throw a couple of Dubai's in there, Jordan, Egypt, Morocco, some of the other trips we're working on right now, and then we'll go over to Asia, and we'll probably work on like a Jeju Island, Korea, probably like a Thailand, and potentially a Japan, and that will kind of round out our first, say, 60 days of our portal. We'll have somewhere between 50 and 65 trips. Okay. And then from there, it's just learning the members' habits. And like, we have no problem with scalability. We can crush it. We have so many freaking trips that are awesome that we don't have enough members to offer to. So like, that won't be a problem post launch, but just amazing, amazing off the chart trips. We're also working on a bottle school trip to Guatemala. That's probably going to be in this first group of trips as well, on a volunteer side. So I just want to
Yeah,
give.
hey Mark, can I do that's? Can y'all just hear what he just said? Like, scale is not a problem. This is crazy. Every other company, any other travel company that's out there cannot do what Mark and Tammy can do. We have the agency, we have the contracts, we can scale up, we can scale down, we can do all this stuff, right? But what he just said about the bottle school, we're getting back in that relationship with Hug It Forward. We're going to be doing the bottle schools later in the year next year. And so you could say that. We'll have an article about it in several weeks, but you can start saying that verbally. Mark just said it. This is big, guys. A lot of people love that volunteerism, meaningful heart space travel. And we're doing such a great work there. We've done 130, 150 schools in Guatemala, and they're smaller trips. They're 25 to 30 people, but they're so, I thought I was there to make an impact. My wife and I, we got impacted in a big, big way. And so back to you, Mark. I appreciate that.
Yeah, and I appreciate that. Look, if you build a well-rounded organization, you should have 30% of your community should be what we call yellows, right? People that are like, I don't really care about the money. I'm here for the community, and I'm here to give back. And then you have your reds. They're sharks, right? They're like, man, I'm all about the cash. Show me the top spot, right? But the yellows a lot of times get overlooked. They make up a big part of a company, and also just a personal mission of my own. I'd love to see 30% of our inventory be volunteer trips. I went on a volunteer to Greece. It was epic. I don't know if Clinton's on here. I think he is. It was an awesome experience. But what was even more awesomer, that's a word, was like when we got to this orphanage, the people were like, we didn't know any of the people there. Like, oh my God, DreamTrips, like giving us hugs and everything. You're the new owner. Like, I was like, well, this is kind of a little weird. And then like they were like all over the Dream Trippers. And I realized they're like, oh, we just need you guys back so much. Can you come back? Like, this is incredible. You guys have. So what I learned was that the original Dream Trips brand put this one called the Benjamin Foundation. They have 7 locations in Greece. It was a major part. Just they would do one trip, then another trip, and then people would kind of fall in love with the agency. And then eventually it was tons of trips. And I guess Dream Trips, when Dream Trips had a momentary pause and went away, it took a huge amount of people that were traveling into this volunteer system. All these, we wouldn't have thought this, right? All these orphanages got impacted because we were bringing in 50 to 100 people a month to several of their locations throughout Thessaloniki and Katerini and all these different places. That's just one agency. That's not even the bottle school agency that we're talking about. We had water wells. We had all kinds of things that we built. So I'd love to see 30% of the product just stay, volunteerism. It's a big niche market. You'd have adventure, foodies, volunteerism, personal development, all these niche markets. That takes time to get that, all really cued in. So we have enough trips to have a category, but it just starts with one by one, one trip onto another trip. Once you have 3 or 4 trips, we just make it a category. So, all right, I think we're wrapping up. What else we got here? Any last minute questions?
I think we're good to go.
Game of Thrones trips. I've seen you put that in there a couple of times. I am all about a Game of Thrones trips, even though I've never watched an episode. I'm just into these theme trips. So totally for it. And there's not a trip we can't do, as Jefferson said. What it comes down to is having people that will travel. We get people all the time asking us, can we do this trip? Can we do that trip? The answer is yes, but we have to be really careful because a lot of times, like if we just build that trip, sometimes we don't even have 5 people buy the trip, right? So we'll work very well as a leadership group. We should all come up with a few trips that we want to do and push everybody to these different categories so we ensure that they get filled so we can do more. On Game of Thrones, for parents or just for people that never grew up like me, I did a Willy Wonka trip to London, bad to the bone. If you like Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, we went to London. It was right in like the famous square there in London. It was tea time, Willy Wonka. It was, I was like, I almost didn't go. My wife said, "Come on, you gotta go." I'm like, "Oh, I'll just, I'll go do something else, right? Like you take the kids. I'm gonna sit in tea time at Willy Wonka, right?" So I go in, and it was freaking awesome, right? Like first of all, they bring this menu. It's all preset. They have these fuzzy drinks, fizzy with smoke coming out of it, just like the movie, right? They got these little things they bring in. It's like a food experience, but it's all.
Did you have chocolate? Did you have chocolate though? That's the question.
That's what I'm trying to
I
ask.
did.
I'm trying to figure out. Where's
Come
the
on,
chocolate?
man. What about that
I
golden
did have the
ticket?
chocolate.
What about that dark
I
chocolate?
did have the chocolate, but it was sick because one, the hotel was off the charts. Like, I mean, white glove service, like just an experience in itself. So we've done that. I've done Star Wars. If you're a Star Wars fan, I went to Amsterdam, and they had the symphony orchestra, and the whole night was they just played all the songs of Star Wars, and the entire orchestra was in costume. So all stormtroopers with the Emperor as the conductor, and then like during the break, the bar had they had professional Hollywood, but it was that was one of the sickest experiences. Like if you like Star Wars, the music is kind of epic, and you're in a symphony orchestra, and it's all Star Wars. So there are unbelievable things we can do. We sky's the limit. We've got to go really big, really fast. Our issue is not supplying incredible ideas. Our challenge is we have more ideas than the people we could find to buy it. So like the more members we bring in, my wife just unleashes on trips, right? So it's all a ratio that you measure. So awesome. Yeah. Christmas at the Biltmore. There's a lot of awesome ideas here. Believe me, we've got some pretty awesome stuff. So
No, that's really good. That's really good. So real quick, guys, we're wrapping up, and I want to remind you, each and every one of you, you are the CEO of your business. Yes, we're going to email. Yes, we're going to do these calls. Yes, we're going to do all that. But you got to work your business, right? Yeah, we're going to WhatsApp people all the things for the upgrades and all that. But you got to dig in your group. You got to keep everybody warm. You got to expose, involve, and upgrade. Expose, involve, and upgrade. Keep your people involved, and they will upgrade, and you will upgrade your rank. You'll upgrade your check. They can upgrade their check, all of that. But remember, always, you are the CEO of your business. Mark, anything else as we wrap?
No, I'm good. You guys good? Let's go do it.
All right, guys, we'll get the recording. We'll get the
Presentation
recording out
tonight.
to you
We'll see you
guys.
tonight.
Yeah, we'll see you tonight on the webinar, and we'll get the
For all of your
recording
names.
processed. Yes, we'll get the recording process for you, and we'll get it out to you here in just a little bit for some of you that came in late. All right, guys.
God bless
Let's
you
go.
guys. Thank
See
you.
tonight.